Have you ever seen a beautifully designed room and wondered, why does this look so good? Of course, everyone has their own personal taste, but there is also a science and psychology behind why certain rooms feel expensive. In this interior design course, I'm going to show you how to use that psychology to make your projects look better without necessarily renovating or replacing all of the furniture. Let's start. The first thing I want you to look at is depth. Because one of the biggest reasons a room looks unfinished is not always the furniture itself. It's that everything is sitting too low. For example, you can have a nice sofa, a nice coffee table, and a nice rug, but the room can still feel flat, sitting on one heavy horizontal line, like this. So when your eye looks around the room, it has no reason to travel upwards. If you look at these two versions of the same room, the room on the left has the same basic furniture, but everything feels low and stuck to the floor. The room on the right feels more expensive, not because every single item changed, but because the eye now has somewhere to go. There are low points, like the rug and the coffee table. There are medium points, like the sofa. Then there are higher points, like curtains, artwork, a lamp, a tall plant. So this is what creates depth. And this is where many beginner-styled rooms get it wrong. Most of the time is spent on choosing the sofas and the rugs, but they forget about the walls, the corners, the height, the ceiling line, and the space above the furniture. One of the easiest ways to fix this is with curtains. Most people hang their curtain pole just about the window frame, and the curtains cover the edges of the window. But when you do that, you are telling the eye exactly where the window ends. You are making the wall feel shorter. You are keeping everything visually lower. A more designer way to do it is to hang the curtain pole higher, mount it on the ceiling, spread the curtains to the left and right, and let them drop all the way down to the floor. This creates long vertical lines. And those vertical lines make the window feel taller, the wall feel taller, and the whole room will feel more elegant. Another way to do this is with tall or vertical elements. This could be a tall plant in the corner, a floor lamp beside the sofa, a tall mirror, or even vertical wall paneling. These pieces pull the eye upwards. They break up all the low horizontal lines in the room, and they therefore make the space feel more layered. So if your living room feels flat, don't start by asking, what new sofa should I buy? First, ask, is everything sitting too low? And is there anything that makes the eye travel upwards? By the way, if you are thinking of doing interior design professionally, I've created a free 7-day interior design course that gets delivered straight to your email. Each day, I walk you through one part of the design process, from understanding a room to creating a mood board to starting your first design project. Try the free course using the link in the description. Okay, back to it. The next thing that changes how expensive a room feels is lighting. And one of the biggest mistakes you often see is relying on one ceiling light in the middle of the room. The big overhead light that makes the whole room bright at once. Or even worse, those grid of downlights. It is useful when you are cleaning or looking for something, but it is usually not the light that makes a room feel beautiful. The problem is that one strong overhead light flattens everything. It removes the softness. It removes the atmosphere. Your brain has a harder time reading shape and depth, even if the furniture itself is nice. This is why hotels, restaurants, and professionally designed homes rarely use just one light source in a room. They use layers of light. Some areas are brighter, some areas are softer, some things are highlighted, like on a stage. That contrast is what makes a room feel atmospheric. Side lighting is usually much more flattering. People look better in that room. A simple way to think about lighting is to use 3 layers. The first layer is general lighting. This is the overall glow in the room. It might come from ceiling lights. The second layer is task lighting. This is the light you need to do something, like reading, cooking, working, or doing makeup. The third layer is accent lighting. This is the light that draws attention to something specific, like artwork, shells, a textured wall. So if your room feels a bit lifeless, turn off the overhead light in the evening, add a floor lamp near a chair, put a small lamp on a console or side table, add a lamp to a dark corner. Use warm bulbs instead of harsh white bulbs, and see how different the room feels. Because sometimes the room does not need more furniture, it needs better lighting. The next thing I want to talk about is color. Most people choose color based on what they like. They will say, I love green. And of course, your personal taste matters here. But color is not just about liking a shade in a shop. Color changes depending on the room it is in. It changes because of the light. Effectively, it changes because of the other materials around it. This gets really confusing because all these colors might look very similar on the swatches, but once they are on the wall, on the floor in your room, they can look completely different. And this is where undertones become very important. An undertone is the hidden color underneath the main color. For example, beige is not just beige. One beige color can have a yellow undertone. Another beige can have a pink undertone. Another one can have a green undertone. And if you put it next to a different beige, for example, on a sofa, they can really clash and make the whole room look ugly. So the important thing is to actually pair the undertones together. So if you focus on pink undertones, all the other materials in the room should also have all these warm undertones. And this is where stronger warm colors fit so nicely. On the other hand, if you decide on cooler tones to make your room feel more calming, and you use cooler colors, you must pair that with cool undertones, like blue or gray. And before you choose a final color, always test it properly. Don't just look at a tiny paint card. Paint a large sample, allow it to dry, or use the peel and stick samples. See how it reacts to your other materials. Look at it in the different times of the day. Then look at it when your lamps are on. Because color is not fixed. Color changes all day. Once you understand that, you stop chasing colors in isolation and start choosing them as part of the whole design scheme. Hence why I created my free 7-day interior design course. So if you want to keep learning after this video, this free course is linked below. Or if you're ready for my full interior design course, where we go deeper into design fundamentals, how to run professional projects, and how to start getting your own clients, click the link also below. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.